Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Good evening. This is not gonna be no long live. I just didn't feel like recording it and re-upload it tomorrow and add ads. So I said, girl, just go live while it's fresh on your brain, and that way you can get it all out and then go to bed. Because this movie, first of all, happy Saturday. Okay. Second of all, I hope y'all had a great day. And then third of all, it was long. It was long, but it was also very much so worth it. So I was like, just express yourself and see how you feel. But y'all know first thing first, if you've not done so already, take a little moment, subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment in the comment section. You can share the video too. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. Okay. Y'all, I got home from this amazingness, a movie, The Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. Okay. And when I say tears, cheers, and respect, I mean that wholeheartedly from every fiber of my being. Now, I am not a concert person. With loud music from concerts give me headaches, but I can do movies. Okay, so I did not go to Beyonce's concert when she was here or when she was in the surrounding cities, around Michigan. And I feel like her doing the film about her tour, about the album, about the music, about her as a working mom, her as a working wife, her as a working woman, just her as a human being. I was like, this was, just amazing, because you never know how you're going to feel after you see something that you don't know what it is. Because when the Renaissance album came out, we all had a good old time chatting about Oscar. I ain't got on camera. Because I am sitting here. Hey, how y'all doing? I got my shirt all up because I was up here chilling. But I feel like nobody understood. And how y'all, I don't want to be real. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, my, that's my mama. But hi. Because this is the only reason, yes, I will possibly be reviewing Raising Kanan that came on yesterday. When I forgot what I was going to say. Because I got confused. I just feel like Beyonce seems superhuman. I don't think we understand. I think we look at her with this eye of perfection because that's the vibe she gives off as an artist, because she's also a perfectionist. But seeing her in this movie, and so look, if you have not seen it, I'm not going to say I'm not going to spoil stuff, but I feel like you can't spoil it because the movie was the concert, and the concert was all over social media. Okay, I still feel like the same way some folks said, "Oh, you can't just hear the album; you really have to see her performing live in person to feel what it was." And because I love the Renaissance album, I did not get to go see the concert live, in a stadium. I do feel like this is like the second best thing to seeing it in person, because it was like seeing it in person. It was like seeing it in person. And it's the fact that, because we went, it was me, my mom, and my sister who went to go see it. Okay. Now I had kept hearing about y'all just have a seat. Just have a seat. Okay. Again, it ain't gonna be long. I got me a little juice from Wendy's. Ooh, that's like, ooh, the bottom of it got a whole bunch of sugar. Or get some water. But ooh, that was a lot of sugar. I don't do a lot of sugar at all. Uh, we went to see it, and I had kept seeing all over social media folks who went to see it the Thursday night, and how they were showing people who were in the aisles dancing and singing as if it was a concert. And I was like, I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm like, I don't mind people singing along to the songs. I don't mind people enjoying it, but I don't want this to become a spectacle in the movie theater. So I was nervous. I'm like, I don't want to get there and not have a good time. Luckily for us, we went to a 3:20 p.m. showing. It honestly was not that many people in the theater. But I also feel like that particular theater just might not be Beyonce's demographic. It wasn't full. It wasn't empty, but it was like, it was fine. The people in there, were having a good time. We was in our seat, saying, bopping to the music. Look, y'all, I cried through half that damn movie. Now, the movie is 2 hours and 48 minutes long. It does not seem that long, but that's how long it is. But once the show starts, you're not really even paying attention to how long you've been sitting there. Now, because I have a bit of a bad back, I was having to move around and sit up or whatever to stretch it out, but it still was not a bad thing. We had it was in surround sound, like the Adobe seats or whatever. So the seats were vibrating. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm getting a massage. So you felt the music. It was as if you were at the concert. And the little subtle in between documentary pieces of it, because it's very much so a documentary concert movie. It's played seamlessly throughout the whole thing. I did not eat no food. I ate one hot dog. And I did not drink because I did not want to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I don't want to have a drink because I do not want that to pee and miss something. And from the opening of her singing Dangerously in Love, I just started crying. I was like, why is she crying, girl? What is wrong? But I had a long work week. And I had just said to a friend, like maybe Thursday, I'm like, it's been a long. I said, I feel so full because it's been such a hectic work week. I don't think I've exhaled all week, because between work, YouTube was life being life, I felt like I have not exhaled. It is too much going on. I can't wait for the weekend to just breathe. And I feel like the moment Beyonce started singing, I exhaled, and I was like, "Oh my God, her voice is so amazing." It's so amazing. You know what I'm saying? She sang "Dangerously in Love," and then she went into because it was one of her birthday. It was the birthday edition of the part of it or whatever, and she was, thanking how I'm happy to be 42, was thanking my husband, and blah blah bloop. And she then went to Florida, and I was like, "It is just so, And I was like, "Why are you crying? What is wrong with you?" And at first I was like, am I going crazy? And I was like, no. And I was like, I ain't exhaled all week. I just been work, YouTube, life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, so when she was talking, and I'm jumping because I'm just trying to, remember, what it was. And even her showing how the stage was built, this huge stage, all these tour dates, all these different stop they have to make. And she's like, we had to make 3 stages. And while we have the one stage in the city we're in, the other 2 stages is being sent to the next 2 cities to be built out. I'm like, bitch, you had to make 3 stages. And I was like watching people film the show that we saw play out on social media. You don't think about who made the stage. I don't ever think I even thought that the stage had to be built every single city. And it was a huge set. And when they were showing all the different women working on the set, building it piece by piece, on harnesses, on ladders, on cranes, and having to be hoisted up with hard hats and this and that and then this. And when she said it's more than just people watching this documentary and hearing about the tour, but the crew who helped do this. Because yes, it's the Beyonce, concert, but bitch, I'm nothing without the people who built my stage. And when she brought up how she wanted her crew, because when we would see, the stuff on social media or whatever, how the people on stage had the jumpsuits that said crew on them. She said, because I wanted people to see who helped do this. It was one thing if you're seeing the visuals and you see me and Beyonce and you see me as Beyonce and you see Blue, you see my dancers, but it's more than just that. The crew who's carrying the cameras, who's catching the angles, who's pulling the damn horse out, who is pulling the damn tank back and forth, who has the cameras and all of this. The folks who are backstage helping her change clothes and this and that and that and this. And it was such I was like, that is huge. When she said that she's like, the most expensive thing is the damn stage. That's the biggest part of my tour because it had to be built. And when she brought up how, I've been on plenty of tours and over the years or whatever, and I've never seen so many women working on a tour, building the set. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, it was just mind blowing. She told a story about how when she was 12 and she was in studio singing, she, blew her vocal cords. And because she blew her vocal cords and she had to be on vocal rest, she learned how to take care of her gift. She learned that my instrument is my voice. Like, that's my superpower. That is my talent. It's my voice. And you have to learn how to take care of it. And even her, like, so I got my little picture. You know what I'm saying? So you go to the movie, they're supposed to. I don't know. When we walked in, they did not give us things when we walked in. But when we left, the lady at the stand was like, "Oh, did y'all get a poster?" I was like, "No." And so they gave me and my mom a poster. My sister had already left. You know what I'm saying? So you get a little Beyonce poster. Now, I don't eat popcorn. I'm not a popcorn person at all. But if you bought popcorn, and my mom and my sister got popcorn, and you got a little Renaissance bucket, and it's steel or it's aluminum. I gotta figure out what I'm putting this, okay? Because I don't know. But the cute, all around little Renaissance 10 Renaissance. You see the Beyonce is on it, and I'm like, oh, this is real. Yeah, I'm saying, real cute. So because the tickets was $28 a piece. This was free. We didn't get charged for this, but you could only get the popcorn 10 if you bought popcorn. And I was like, I don't. But my mom and my sister got popcorn, and my sister gave me hers or whatever. So that was really nice. But back to Beyonce. Even her bringing up how, I'm not a robot. People look at me and they think I'm a robot and I'm not. How she sees herself as the different sides of herself. And how she's like, I know like the mom in me is my mom, but the businesswoman in me, the person who was putting these tours together, that's my dad. I'm very analytical. And then me on stage is me letting out anything I'm holding in. And I'm like, bitch, why am I crying? Because Beyonce saying so it was like, I'm like, it was an emotional it was like an emotional experience and just seeing somebody else's process, and I was like, why am I was like, I was so sad, you know what I'm saying? It was good. And I'm a prayer I don't cry on camera because I'm so emotional. Because I feel like Beyonce is a creative, and there are different type of creatives, but we're all creatives. She is an artist in the form of she's a singer, but the way she produces herself and how she produces her shows and how she is meticulous in how things should look. Even seeing her like, okay, she's singing, singing. Okay, y'all, this light should be pointed here, and that light should be pointed there, and then the smoke behind me should be coming up and not coming down. And I was like, bitch, you singing, but you're also seeing how the lights and this and that and that and this, and it's seeing how much she's multitasking because she know how she wants things to look for her show. And a lot of creatives, we are sensitive about our shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as we want to give people a good show, and we have a idea and a look to how things should be. And I'm not Beyonce. I am not Beyonce. But I fully understand, like, I can't go live if I don't have a thumbnail. And if my thumbnail is off, I feel off. The same way they showed her, and there was a big inflatable Beyonce thing, and she was like, I need the fingers and this and this and this and this and this. And she was like, even though and Blue said, but mom, you need to rest. You up there worried about some dang on fingers. You need to be asleep because she's a creative. And to me, it's like, if you just keep going, you will get to a point to where you will get to a point to where your vision will be your vision and people will get it, and then you can rest. You can go to bed. Okay. Even seeing, the fact that as we were seeing parts of the documentary with her family and at the tour and this and that, you will see like Blues right there. You will see Jade's right there. You will see Mama Tina's over there. So how she has her family, behind her in different pockets, even seeing Blue watching her mom. Blue is next. I don't mean she's going to be an amazing singer. I don't know what Blue can sing. But Blue is something, and Blue is only 11 or 12 years old. She may be 12 by now. When they show, how Beyonce was like, they was like, Blue wanted to, be on a tour. I want to dance. Mama, I want to dance. And they said, Blue, no. And when Beyonce said, there is a level of scrutiny, I'm paraphrasing, there is a level of scrutiny in this business that I am built for because I've been in it for so long. I've went through what I went through, and I've endured stuff to get thick skin. My daughter don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because Blue has been sheltered. She's freaking Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter. So she has been sheltered enough to know she has not been tested and tried in that way. And you know how Beyonce said, I don't think, this is the thing, this is the right atmosphere for an 11-year-old, let alone my daughter, because again, she hasn't went through what I went through. And to me, that was her like, I know my child and I know how folks may judge my child, and my child may want to dance. And I think it's fine. But how they gonna come at my child, I ain't ready for that, and neither is she. And how she said, well, they made an agreement. Well, okay, if you practice and you do it and like really do it, because this is the thing. A lot of times parents will say, well, yeah, my child will come out with me. And no tea, no shade, the child be bad. Don't do good. Okay. But it's your child. You know what I'm saying? I think Beyonce knew the level of where Beyonce is. Folks are going to think Beyonce's daughter should be just as good as Beyonce. And that this ain't the case, because all 11-year-olds ain't been training for 20 years because they're 11. And how they made an agreement. Okay, you can do one show if you practice. And they did the one show, and that was the first show that we saw. And because a friend of Beyonce, a friend of Blue showed Blue some comments about Blue on the tour, that's what made Blue say, oh, okay, y'all want to play with me? All right, I got you. And that's the only reason we got more Blue on the full tour, because it made her practice, rehearse, get better, practice. And I was like, to me, that was the whole point of her being there. And Beyonce was like, I see the growth in my child. Like, I saw how much effort she put in, and how much her faith in herself grew. And even seeing Jay-Z, like seeing Jay-Z talking to Blue, and even telling her, like, I know you. I know when you scared. I know you when you think you got it. I can read you, even though you don't know it. But you did great. Your mama did great. You did great. And your mama back there, she proud of you. So just seeing them have these regular family moments, it makes it sad when we think about the way people talk about Blue Ivy. And both Jay and Beyonce saying it's simply because she is their daughter. And once she gets older, it's gonna get worse. Because as she gets out of her child years, because she's still a child now. Once Blue hit about 15, 16, folk gonna talk about the girl like she's a grown adult. And that's the bad part. And it may be a good thing that she's getting a taste of people gonna be some assholes. And when they do, you're gonna deal with it. But Blue, like, I read the comments and I saw they said some mean things, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do better. And by the end of this concert, I'll be great. And she was, because she put in the work. And she worked and she worked and she worked. Even seeing, we seen, Rumi, we seen Sir. Sir wasn't in the end. Sir looks like a little boy who's just a little boy. You know what I'm saying? He looks to be a mama's boy, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But he seemed like he's a quiet kid, but a fun kid. So many people have said things about him that I'm like, why would I even say that? They try to allude to him maybe having some kind of issue. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, all kids are not these rambunctious, electrified, yay! Some kids are just chill. And he seemed chill. Now, Rumi seemed like, almost like Blue seemed like, good. I'm the firstborn. It's fine. Rumi, to me, has the energy of, I am going to be somebody. You hear me? I'm going to be around here recording y'all, taking pictures. Mom, hi, Mom. Like, energetic. Like, she's energetic. So I like Blue is a watcher. She's watching what's going on. She's studying things. She's paying attention. Whereas Rumi is like, all around the place. And it's so cute. And then Sir, he just chilling. Plus, he's the only boy. So that may be something too. But it was just cute seeing her with her kids. Her so like, I'm a mom. I am a mom. When I get off the stage, like my kids don't care that I'm Beyonce. I'm mommy to them. They don't care about that. So seeing her like on the plane after the show, the kids are around and she's, hugging her kid off of the computer in her hand. She's having to multitask and be a mom and also be a wife. But even seeing Jay, like I don't think we really heard Jay too much. We heard him some, but not too much. But even when Beyonce is in her element and you just see him around clapping up his wife, giving her support, like this, sometimes having your person just in your space, you know what I'm saying, is all you need. Because you busy in your head because you song, tour, or choreography, outfits, all that. And he on the side, yeah, babe, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was great. And I feel like that was her saying, we real fucking people. Stop talking about us like we not. I live a life too. I just happen to be Beyonce. And, it was cool that we kind of saw throughout the documentary, because again, it's a documentary, concert, film, movie, and all that. You have different people talking to her. So at one point, we hear like towards the end of the movie, they're on a plane somewhere, whatever. And Jay's asking her, how did she feel about the tour? So just hearing, Jay talk to her and ask her questions. We heard Rumi, Mom, how do you feel? Hearing Blue, her mom, her dad talk, seeing the moments that her and Kelly and Solange, not Solange, when Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle, Latavia, and Latoya came together for the first time, as Beyonce said, probably and ever, all 5 of them in one room at the same time. And just seeing them all embrace each other. I know some folk maybe would have wanted to see a longer conversational piece of that, but I feel like this movie wasn't for that. You know what I'm saying? That could be something different, you hear me? Honey, fair, waiting for her luggage. Still waiting for her luggage, if you ask me. But even her saying, all 5 of them being together, the energy, it was a healing energy. Because again, that stuff happened. The group broke up when they were teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Teenagers. And things you do, say, act out, or whatever at 16, 17, 18, 19, hell, maybe even 20. You different at 41 and 42 and 43 or whatever. You different. So seeing somebody you was really, really close with it when you were younger and y'all come back around each other as adults, the energy be different. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have time for the petty bullshit. And, her just saying that, this is them being in that space together for the first time and in Houston, where it all started, basically. It was a healing energy. I'm like, all of them need to heal in one way or the other, truthfully. So that was amazing. It was just I was mad at myself for crying so much because I was like, why you being a punk bitch? Stop being a punk bitch, stop crying. But I was like, it was just an emotional relief, I guess, for me. So I was just like, if Beyonce can do it, so can I. Or that's why I said, if you are a creative, you should see the movie. Now, I want to see it again. And I also feel like even though I would have loved to watch this at home, in my own space, in my pajamas, where I could have been loud and singing around here, and stuff, I was like, I'm happy I saw it in the theater on the big, huge screen with the sound that wasn't. Now, when I left, I said to my mom, as we walked out, I said, no, that's loud. I said it was kind of like, because again, I can't do extremely loud noises. it's just aggravating. You know what I'm saying? So movies are like the most I can do with stuff. I don't even go out the club as much anymore either. And you felt the music. You know, you felt the music. You felt her singing. You felt because she said it took her 4 years to put this tour together. It was 4 years. My age. It was 4 years in the making, and her showing like the different renderings of the stage and all the different variations of how it came to be what was the end result, but the different stages of what she wanted the stage to look like, because again, it took 4 years to get it to happen. Even her just sitting there like, I'm tired of repeating myself, and her saying how as a woman in this industry, so many people try to play you. They try to play you. You are overlooked. You are undervalued. You feel used because people will use you to do what they want to do. And when you're telling them what you want to do, they make it seem as if what you're asking too much. No, bitch, I want this. And seeing her talking to different people and saying, well, I want this. Oh, I don't think that can be done. She's like, well, I looked it up. And they're like, this does exist, so it can be done. Where people will sometimes just say no because they are being like a pushover. You know, and that is true in life, to where you're just like, I'm a woman, I'm doing my own thing, I have my own thing, and I just want to do this. And the people you work for, no, I don't think you can't do that. Yes, I can. I can. Why? Stop saying no and go figure it out. And even her, like, how she's been in the industry she said Beyonce's been in the industry, I think since 97. So what, 20, over 20, this 27 years, roughly. And one thing that she said was, her being in this industry for all that time. I'm looking for a damn napkin. Her being in this industry for as long as she has been, and she's had to evolve. And if you think about all of that, on my desk is the cotton balls, but I don't know what my napkins are. My juice is like melting on my table. But she was like, I've been in this business for 20 odd years, and you have to evolve. And when you evolve as an artist, things just change. And I swear, and I'm not trying to be petty. The first thing that popped in my head was Nicki Minaj, because I felt like Nicki hasn't evolved, in my opinion. And that is just a thought that popped in my head when he said, as an artist, we have to evolve and change over the years while still being ourselves, but just grow. And I was like, damn, Nicki Minaj ain't did that. And I don't know why Nicki catching straight, but that was just a thought that popped in my head in the theater. But it's true, like, you want to grow and be different and be seen in different ways and not feel stagnant. And again, as a creative, we have those feelings. As a YouTube is a small place, but a huge place. And it's so easy to feel like, am I evolving? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Like, a lot of people, I was watching Ashley's review after I got home. I cut hers on because I didn't want to watch her review after I went and seen the movie. And when she brought up how Ashley Miller, she brought up how when Renaissance came out, she was she was in a dark, or she was in the best place. Okay, I can't remember what she ever read them. And how she, had thought about maybe like quitting YouTube or whatever. And I'm like, YouTube is a place to where you're consistently having to be on, and it's not easy all the time. So I was like, damn, she be having those thoughts too, because she's a huge, you know, she's a huge YouTuber. And so even seeing this movie, and when we have long weeks at work and we have long weeks on YouTube, and just we don't feel like doing it because sometimes it just isn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't get your vibe or whatever. And it can get overwhelming. So just her like saying how she's been in her industry, in her lane for 20 odd years, over 20 odd years, and having to, you know, stick and move, and having to overcome whatever. And now how she knows now she don't have shit she don't have shit to prove to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Not that I think I have to prove anything to anybody except myself, but I understand when Ashley said that the album Renaissance pushed her to not give up. And for me, the movie, I was like, you go and you do what you know what I'm saying? And it's because you have to remember shit gonna get tough sometime, and it's gonna get aggravating a lot or whatever. But you just keep it pushing. You can't let what anybody else is doing or not doing, or when people are not listening to what you're saying you want to do, and you feel like I want to do this tour, and the tour took 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's for Beyonce. For Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So it's the fact that even her saying how much she appreciates the Beehive, she know how much they hold her down. You know what I'm saying? And she acknowledges how much they ride for her. And sometimes you gotta ride it out with who ride for you, and let all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, far where it may. And she was just so honest about why she did it. You know what I'm saying? How she gave a shout out to, you know, it was a lot of ballroom culture, a lot of LGBTQ culture. Now I don't know the people who she was giving homage to because I'm not from that world, but I appreciate her showing, well, this is where, you know, this came from, that came from, that's why I have these and that. You know what I'm saying? I love that she pointed that stuff out. We saw T.S. Madison up there, and also the guy who does all the talking, whose name I can't think of right now, but y'all know who he is, so whatever, he was there too. But even, you know, her shout out to her Uncle Johnny, and how that, it was just so much. I was like, bitch, Beyonce around here. And she like, I'm just trying to have a good time with y'all. I want to give y'all a safe space to be who you want to be. You know, seeing all the different dancers on the tour. There was the one black girl who was like crying, like, you know, I've come so far. I never thought. It was another guy who said, you know, I came from this place. I never thought I would ever be traveling, and I'm out here in Paris, France, or wherever it was. But people just acknowledging how they never thought they would be able to do this and that. The band member lady who, when the tour started, she was barely showing, and child was pregnant. The whole belly grew the whole belly grew throughout the whole pregnancy, the whole tour. And I was like, it's a Renaissance baby. Yeah, Kevin is the guy who be, you know, I don't want to make fun of. Not make fun. I don't want to say it, and I'm not gonna do it right. But y'all know what I mean. But just seeing how much even this movie wasn't even just about her, you know, her kids, her husband, her parents, her friends, the workers, the fans, the haters, you know. Because when she said, like, when, you know, how she was, you know, upset and did not like, you know, the fact that people had shit to say about her kids. You know what I'm saying? Because crack your head, you know what I'm saying? So even her just having to say, like, I don't like that. which lets us know she hear it. Because Beyonce not following nobody on IG, but y'all can't tell me she don't have no burner out. So we know she sees and hears shit. And I hope that people will realize you can't be talking. First of all, you should not talk cash shit about people in general. But the disparaging things about people who ain't did nothing is what I don't understand. Like, Beyonce don't bother nobody. She don't. Her kids don't bother nobody. But people be having the craziest thing to say about the children. And the fact that we now know that Blue also saw it. Blue also heard it. Blue also had to adjust and fix herself to start doing more and more rehearsals or whatever to get better and better and better. She should not have even had to endure that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, gosh, stop fuck with that girl. Because it gets on my nerves. She's a child. But it's also a good thing at the fact that Beyonce told Blue, I'm so happy that I got to do this tour with you. Like, Blue will never forget that she did a whole freaking tour with her mama dancing. And Beyonce said how, I had to place my child in the hands of a dancer to help grow her. And she picked the one girl. What's the girl name? I can't think of the girl name. But it's the girl. We always saw her dancing with Blue in the front, the black lady, the thick lady. And how she was like a house mom to Blue, helping Blue on a tour, teaching her this and teaching her that. It was just a great show. And even for people who went to the concert, I feel like because this was like a front row, in your face, Beyonce just Beyonce being Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Up close up, and even seeing all these different camera angles and how they were able to catch her and put this together, and the fact that while the tour was going on, she was also shooting a fucking documentary. Okay, it's hard enough doing a tour and then shooting it and then having it premiere and it be so great. Now I know, Taylor Swift did one too. I don't rock with it. I don't know Taylor Swift. I know Beyonce. That's who I know. Okay. And to put on a 2 hour and 48 minutes life lesson in self-awareness and understanding your limitations, because she spoke about her knee was messed up. She had surgery on her knee. And that when the tour started, she was rehabbing her knee on tour. So when folks were talking about in the beginning how, she's not dancing as much because she had surgery, her knee wasn't fully healed yet. And then throughout the tour, she started dancing more and more and more. But yeah, Amari is a dancer who we always saw assisting Blue on stage, and just seeing Blue, like when they show, Blue and her segment of the movie, and just seeing her face clear and up close, and seeing the determination, and like, okay, because they didn't show us her first performance. They showed ones after that. I think we saw her about to go out for the first time. We saw the conversations of that. But when they showed her doing the actual her parts, seeing how she was locked into getting this shit done. And because at that point she was trying to get better. And I think it's even Beyonce, because I think when folks like, why would she even have her into it? And I said, do you not know having her do the My Power song was amazing? I thought this before Beyonce said it in the movie. She said, I thought My Power was the best because of the words, the lyrics, my bloodline. It's my fucking daughter. And a lot of people, that album, the Lion King album that Beyonce did, a lot of folks slept on because I think they were upset with the movie. the live action Lion King movie, and why was Beyonce and why was she not blah 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 bloop? And I was like, but the album, I'm trying to think what the name, I think it was called The Lion the Lion and the King. Bitch. Not the Lion and the King album. It's like, no. Who was the name? Oh, it was. The album, The Lion. Wait, let me see. The Lion King, The Gift. It was the name of the album. That album has 17 songs, and just play it. So when she was doing My Power, I was like, that song is amazing because that is my bloodline. We are on the front line and we ready for war. And the grittiness of it, and also that helped proudly blew up, if you ask me. Because once you hear negative things about yourself, sometimes you gotta, show motherfuckers who you is. And I just was like, it was just amazing. It was amazing. So if you have not, again, if you went to the concert, still go see it, because while we do get, when she performs songs, it's a full performance of a song. She did not perform all the songs from the tour in this movie, because in between time, in the meantime, is the documentary part. But the part that we did get was amazing. A flawless top to bottom movie, performance, documentary, conversation piece, even about just acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Even her discuss her Uncle Johnny, she's like, I can't imagine how hard it probably was back in his day being, a black gay man in that time. And, Mama Tina saying how, her mom taught him how to sew because that would save him. And that's what he was saved. He was saved him because he was able to make clothes for so many people. And while I know a lot of folks, joke about Beyonce's clothing lines not doing all that well, so, the house that they're own, and then, even now how Ivy Parker is no longer with Adidas, I feel like she still had success in her own right. So I feel like when her mama said, like, fashion has saved our family time and time again, because it has. Because if you think if the costumes on this movie was not inspired by or thought all of it, Beyonce's hand was in all the pots, all of them, and I'm just like, girl, do it. But that's all I got. I'm like, why did I cry so much? I cried so much and I didn't know why. But I felt it was a release. So many music and stuff helps release emotions and feelings. And Beyonce is an artist who I feel like people, like, I look up to Beyonce, not because she's Beyonce, it's because of her work ethic and because of her execution and because of her determination. Because again, many people are in her industry and don't do it how she does it. It's because I'm one of one. I'm the only one. You know what I'm saying? You can't even think like me, but you know what I'm saying? So we have to get into their mindset in general too. Because just because you are in the same industry with people, it does not mean that y'all have the same level playing field if you're not putting in the work to be better, to do better. And she just helped a lot of people. So I liked it. It was a good movie. It was good. And I probably would not go back to the theater to see it, but whenever it comes out on whatever streaming platform, I watch it then. But she was smart. Excuse me. She was smart to put it in the theaters because that was so that, because if she would have put it on streaming service, one person in the family would have gotten it on whatever thing, and then the whole family would have came over, and it would have been less money. So I'm happy that Beyonce explains her thought process for Renaissance, because Renaissance, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And even her just saying how I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm living life. I'm juggling things. Yeah, I have to find more time to just live. And even her showing us how, like, while on tour, she's like, my kids are in Khan's friends, because I want my kids to have some sense of also this normalcy and like to be able to have fun. And after shows, I'll fly back to France. I'm like, so like that's like she don't really have no me time, because for the past 4 years she's been building and building and building, and then the closer it gets to the tour, she's working and working and working, and constantly pushing herself. And even her saying, I don't have nothing to prove, does not mean she not gonna work hard to give us great shit. It just means I'm not having to prove shit to y'all. Nothing. Bitch, I am Beyonce. Okay? And that's amazing. And it just gave me an extra little oomph of, girl, you had a long week at work, and sometimes YouTube can be very, very stressful and straining. And every month, at least once a month, I want to quit YouTube. Period. And that's why I came live today, because I was like, girl, if you don't, because if you don't put up content, you get down to the algorithm sometimes, and you be getting shadow banned sometimes, and the views don't be what it's supposed to be. And so, but you have to get to the point like, man, you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. Because the folks who rock with you. Like you said, the beehive is the beehive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rock with me. And that's how I feel about my JayBirds. Y'all rock with me. And we don't have to be on Beyonce's level to be on Beyonce's level. You know what I'm saying? And now that's what it is. You do not have to be on Beyonce level to be on Beyonce level, because even just her willingness to do the work, and then you see who watches, not watch, but you see who takes it in, and it's for who it's for. So she said she's not a machine, she's not a robot, but in a way she is, only because like she's mentally a robot. She's mentally a machine, because when it's time to get the work done, she's so focused. And even seeing her look tired and still having to get it done, it's like, she's Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, I loved it. I did. I really, really did. If you have not seen the movie, I suggest to go see. Now, we don't know how long it's gonna be in theaters or whatever. So I don't know if it's gonna be like a long time, if it's only gonna be a couple weeks or whatever. We don't know if it will ever go to streaming services, because we just don't know. I hope it does, because it'd be a great thing to be able to rewatch it, to pause it, to ponder, to ask questions, because when it's in the movie, you can't, pause and see this and see that. So I'm pretty sure it's a lot of stuff that people miss because you were so engulfed in watching it. There's always stuff you miss. And I just feel like people who hate on Beyonce and think, oh, she isn't this and I'm like, bitch, you're foolish. You're dumb. Okay? Because, yes, she's just human. Yes, she is a regular person, but she's also put the work in. Period. And that is inspiring to anybody who is a creative, who feels at times that I don't want to do this no more because it's too much. I don't want to do it anymore. Oh my God. Because we are constantly questioning if we're good enough for other people, if we're good enough for people to support, and blah, blah, bloop. And we have to eventually get to the point to realizing we don't have shit to prove to nobody. Just do the work. And those who are supposed to support you will support you. But the first step is do the goddamn work. Okay. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in for this impromptu live conversation. I only went live because I did not feel like again doing a whole record, upload, and blah blah blah. Okay. So thank y'all for popping in. I'm finna go to bed. Y'all, I'm tired. 3-hour movie. I'm tired. I will have content up tomorrow. I don't know what though. Because I haven't watched TV and I'm just gonna go to sleep. And then tomorrow will be a full day of reviews on my channel. Okay. I love you all. Again, go see the movie. It's great. And if you are creative in whatever way you're creative, just keep going. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I love you all. Bye.